hurricane, a tidal wave. It seems perfect, life looks brilliant. Give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. Yeah, you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. And get you out of my hand again. Is it wrong? Is it right? It's like I've won my final war without a fight. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. I know you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Get you out of my head. Get you out of my head again.
Come on, give it all you got. You're trying to save me, but you're making it all worse. Every time you hear these words, I'll be down the road, cause I know the odds are better on my side. Why don't you try to be wise? I'm calling you cry. I never wanted to be alive, just to feel like I'm fading. And though my heart breaks a beat down, I press the list just to tell you, don't lead the way, don't leave a say, that I drown with a just playing the rain. I feel like I'm fading.
Hello, everybody, and happy Sunday to you. Welcome to your favorite Sunday sports stream. It's Point of View. I'm Bobby Munson, and joining me this weekend, it's the man right beside you, right there. It's my good friend, Andre C. How's it going, Andre? What's up, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. A little tired. I was up till the morning watching some F1 last night. It was great watching the Australian Grand Prix. It was a very interesting Grand Prix. Hello, STG, my dog.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. It's the new sign, and the repaired sign, both there, both in play. So
Yeah.
have at it, man. What? So you were up late watching this thing late. Let's chat. I didn't watch it myself, but it's good to see you as well too, STG. But I want to hear about it, brother. Let me know.
I really wish Mark was here because, like, I was when I started watching this at 10 o'clock at night, our time, Bobby. It was, I think, 4 a.m. for Mark.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this. It was really good race. It was an Australian Grand Prix for the F1. Really good. McLaren, who really came up last year, won the Constructors Championship, really kind of made a resurgence over the last few years, both on the first and second, and it gets great race, but it's in the rain. So literally during their formation lap, which they do to warm the tires up before they all position in,
Yeah.
2 cars crashed during the formation lap.
Oh no.
So they start the race, and then another car crashes in like the first two. Oh my god, it was just terrible. You're like, so like by the time this race started, 3 cars, and you're running a safety car for like the first few laps of this race, or they should have just like put a red flag and stop the race for a little bit, and just let them clear and then restart. But yeah. I didn't crash nothing. So
you just crashed into a nice relaxing seat to watch the race.
I literally laid in my bed, watched it on TSN on my computer. It was great.
There you go.
It was absolute perfection. They got really good race. Again, and then a total 6 cars crashed in this race out of 20.
6
out of 20.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. It was kind of insane, but like it's for me, this race really comes down to how it ended with positioning. Piastri in like lap 44 out of 57 just goes. He's in second place throughout this entire race, and then just goes sliding off into the grass, and just loses all positioning down to like second last by the time he got out of the grass. Because it was wet, so his tires couldn't catch him to like slowly get himself out. But hey, he came back, got 9th place. Like he unlapped himself, got back to 9th place. It was pretty. He got lucky with a safety car, which allowed it under safety car rules. Cars that have been lapped by cars that are at the winning the race can then go past the safety car to gather back up and to unlap themselves. So he did get really lucky with the safety car to unlap in that later in the race. So, but again, really good race. Like and it's looking to be a really strong first season. Like if it wasn't for Piastri sliding off and hydroplaning there, I really think McLaren would have taken the first second positions on the podium, because they're just an incredible team this year. I'm just trying to pull up the last positioning, but like I gotta, it's like Mercedes coming in.
Speaking of the guy that was texting with you during the whole thing, he's in the chat with us at least here today. How's it going, Mark?
He can't show his face. What a guy! Mark can't show his face.
There we go. Mark's sign is out. But we know Mark will hopefully be joining us again next Sunday there. But was definitely up late watching this race with you.
Well, for him, up early, because he got up at 4 a.m. But he got up early. But yeah, again, really good. And again, like seeing Mercedes take 3rd and 4th in this race, great to see them kind of returning. Because again, they have George Russell's been racing for them for a few years, but they have a brand new Antonelli who's looking very stellar. And then the biggest surprise for me in the top 10 was Alex Albon driving the Williams. That team has been a bottom end team for so many, like since before I started watching racing, and they have a car came in 5th. That is amazing, because just knowing the guys, it's like a lot of the top guys are still there. But I can laugh at Mark because his god, Mr. Lewis Hamilton, the newest member of Ferrari, came in 10th. He's not that good anymore.
You're gonna poke the bear there. He still hasn't slept, so I mean, he might be a little frustrated with your comments here, Andre.
That's what you do to bears. You poke them when they haven't slept, because it's more fun to annoy them. They get more angry.
You talk like a man of experience in this subject.
Oh, I literally watched a meme this morning. Some dude's like by his front door, and some bear starts ripping down his patio door. Dude, double leg takes down the bear, shoves it out, and takes a bench to push it out. Yeah, and because Ferrari did not position things well. They had they just didn't position anything well during this race. It just didn't work. I didn't see what they did in there that make it work. Like Mercedes, outside of Piastri's slide, and he coming back to get ninth was amazing. They managed their team perfectly. Verstappen raced an amazing race, coming second. Like Mercedes coming in third and fourth. It's a great resurgence for that team. And then Williams coming in fifth. It's just laughing Ferrari coming in eighth and 10th. And I'm just like, Lewis Hamilton can't do it anymore. He's done. He's done. But again, it's really hard to look at this race because, again, when it's slick, it screws a lot of people's driving up and changes a lot of things. It's harder to overtake when it's raining. Harder, like it's just because there's so much more risk to it all. Again, this is from an inexperienced fan who's only been watching for a couple of years. Mark should be here because he's the one that does know F1 very much stronger than me. It's just I really got it. It was a great race. I really enjoyed it. I fell asleep partway through it. Woke up probably towards the end. Then I just took TSN and just rolled it back to where I fell asleep and just kept watching. It was great. I love watching it online because I have that ability to slide back if I zonk out or anything.
Yeah.
So,
and I would assume too, like when you talk about overtaking somebody when it's slick like that it's early in the season that the risk doesn't necessarily outweigh the reward in this situation because you're not far enough, deep enough into it where those points are going to matter or how they choose their ranking or how they do their rankings and everything like that. Where mid-season or so, people might want to take that little bit of a risk, put it on the line a little bit more to gain that ground, as where right now it's like, well, am I willing to put myself into that situation just to try to get that position now kind of thing?
Yeah, again, it's first race of the season. There's, I think, 24 races this year. You got to look at it strategically. Yeah, there was some strong overtaking in this. There were some great moves being made. Piastri to come back from second to last to put himself into ninth. He did some, but it wasn't. You didn't see him taking risks on those tight overtakes. You didn't see him do anything crazy. Mark said, "Yeah, very good race with the Australian weather. 6 rookies struggled, but no, 5 rookies struggled. The 6th rookie in Antonelli did great. He came in 4th. Okay, maybe there's another one I'm showing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. The 5 rookies struggled. Well, Antonelli kicked ass and came in 4th for Mercedes. So,
and good morning to Bobby Stats
Mark.
joining us in the house.
Where is it? Where is it? My favorite side.
Oh, we got a sign. Sign is incoming.
I must have. Damn it! There it is. My favorite sign of them all.
There we go. Bobby, we are having a great Sunday, my friend. Having an absolutely delightful Sunday. We got lots to talk about today. I brought up a few topics here that I just wanted to go over quickly because we are going to probably finish up talking a little bit about MLP, or at least what we saw of MLP so far. Just so everybody knows, Andre and I haven't watched the full weekend of matches, but we can give a little insight into what we've seen so far anyway. But I'm going to see if I can do a share screen on some of these topics that I brought up here today. What's Mark got here before we do that? You saw the people. You saw people that needed to try and prove something. Didn't go well for them, but people just needed to chill on the track and think about next week in China.
Yeah,
makes sense.
That's what this race was. The dudes made some moves that put them in the wall. Like 6 people, just should not have been doing what they did and ended up in the wall. Where 3 of them were just. I don't know why that. I don't know how the hell. I don't understand. A safety car, you slide off during a safety car, and you slide off during that one. It's just like those ones perplex me. But the other ones, because you're not racing at that point, you're just following a line. The first 3 breaks, I'm just like, what the fuck?
I want to bring this up here first. We don't talk a lot of hockey on the channel too often, but
Yes.
we are Canadian, so I wanted to bring this up here today. News coming out from Sportsnet: the NHL are to meet with the CHL, that's the Canadian Hockey League, and other junior leagues. It seems like I've read through this report, and it sounds a lot like there's a meeting that's going to open the door a little bit more to the players within the CHL and stuff like that, kind of open things up even more so with access to the NHL and using the CHL and other junior leagues as a proper developmental line straight to the NHL kind of thing. So this is going to be very, very prosperous, not only for the NHL for bringing up new talents, but it's also going to be prosperous for the CHL and other junior leagues, which I would include with I would imagine going to be the WHL is going to be a part of this conversation as well too for us.
The WHL is under the CHL banner, though. That's
right. So, yeah. So it's going to open up a lot for a lot of these young players that we have in these leagues here. And I think the opportunities are going to be huge.
My question is, it's already a developmental league. You see some of the best hockey players come out of the CHL, the United States Hockey Development League, just as another junior program that goes straight to the NHL. So that's my second favorite sign is here.
It's Peggy. Good morning. Mark's ready from the grind. Yep, Mark's under the weather today, so that's why he's not able to join us.
He just sucks.
We'll get her soon.
Mark's my boy. But yeah, like I look at it, it's like, does this maybe mean like NHL is going to start helping to fund these leagues to help with stuff? Is that like is there advantage? Because it's already a developmental league, which kind of perplexes me why they're doing this, because it's like this is already the feeder system.
couple of the notes here. When you're reading through it, it says here that the NHL draft rules have to be examined. Currently, CHL players have 2 years to sign after being drafted, while the NCAA and USHL players have 4 years in which to be like. So again, there's rules that are restricting CHL versus some of the other junior leagues, and I think that the idea is for them to kind of group so that the rules apply to CHL the same as they do for these other leagues as well too. Kind of a unification among all the developmental or feeder systems out there.
Okay, if it's just like that. Okay, just to Peggy's point, Bob is my boy. He's been my boy forever. I have to say this is my favorite son, but you are a very close number 2. STG is like 10th or 11th in my signs.
And he's got 2 of them.
Oh no! I have a.
So is he like 10th and 11th, or just 10th or 11th?
He's 10th and 11th. Because I have a lot of signs for people.
I see that. So. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting thing. Yeah, for sure. Like hopefully it opens the doors.
Well, again, you look at some players who literally kept playing. Didn't get a chance to go to the NHL, kept playing in CHL, and after 2 years, their contracts have signed with other teams and debuted and been great for other teams that come out of the CHL, where you see it come out of there. And I guess it's I like to see if it gives them an extra year so they get more time, especially guys who want to go to college. I can't remember. Somebody was drafted, but then decided to go to college. Went to university for 4 years. Their signing window was out and signed with a whole nother team. I can't remember who that was. It was about, I want to say in the last year somebody did that. I want to say they signed with Edmonton, but I could be wrong. But they might have signed with Pittsburgh.
So again, that opens that opportunity for furthering their education while still being allowed to sign at the end of it. Mm-hmm. So I like that. I think that's great news.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, how would it meant to be a feeder? Like it's already a feeder system. But yeah, I don't know. I want to say Schultz. No, it's definitely not Schultz. I think he played for Pitt, but I don't remember. Justin something. I want to say. I don't know. Can't remember. Hockey's moved down my list of my favorite sports in the last few years mainly because and F1. because when football ends, I only have to wait a month, and then I get F1, so I only have to pay attention. I only pay attention to hockey for like a month.
The NHL playoffs will come up soon, and you'll be excited.
Oh
again.
yeah, I'll be back.
Sure
I'll be. Oh well, I won't be excited because my team won't be playing, but my Habs won't be playing because they never make it. But I'll be there in support.
You're still going to enjoy it. All right. I do have some NFL news we're going to go over in a minute here, but first, before that, I want to just bring up this quick article. This is local to me, but I do want to give a shout out to the Saskatchewan Huskies basketball team. As you'll see here, they are going to the U Sports, a national basketball final. So they have made it. Congratulations to the team and everything. I just wanted to give a quick shout out here on this sports channel. And yeah, the Huskies have been a great team overall. We have a lot of great sports players here in Saskatchewan. We do really well with it and stuff. And it's really nice to see. And I hope that more people locally here do support the Huskies teams. We have good teams. But the big news today, Andre, and I know you'll want to talk about this one for a bit. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but there is a trade that's been made here on the football side. Here we go. So the Vikings are acquiring right back Jordan Mason from the 49ers in exchange for a 2025 pick swap and a 2026 sixth round pick. That was
Smart move.
News that came out this weekend or just today. As we see from SGG, that's fantastic for Minnesota.
It is like they're really they got to really shore up in that backfield. Then their running back situation isn't terrible, but he's going to really line up with Aaron Jones. He's going to be able to really make that work, and it's going to be a great one punch for the Vikings. And again, they're not giving up. Like even if it is a first rounder in 2025, at least it's a straight pick swap. Whatever swap it is, they're not losing anything in 2025. And really, you're giving away like I know how we look at hockey drafting, and once you get to fifth and sixth rounds, a lot of them don't play. In NFL, your fifth and sixth round players tend to still make your teams and still be impact players. Because remember, you got such a bigger roster in the NFL, so you see a lot of these later draft picks go in. So giving up a sixth round pick is still big, but what is it? Which is just a straight? Yeah. Which one?
So that the swap right there is highlighted. So it goes from 187 to 160. That's where the swap comes.
Yeah, that's a late. It's probably a fifth round pick. And it's a straight. So you're not really losing much in that one. Not sixth round isn't hurt you too much. It's not great, but it doesn't hurt you too much to drop that sixth round pick.
Yeah. No. So, but yeah, no, it's going to be like we got Brock Purdy, 255th pick, about to get paid 55 to 60 million. So
yeah,
you never know, right? Like you really never know.
They're going to pay him all that money to throw to one person and get his ass kicked because his front line is gone, his defensive line is gone, all his targets are gone. All he's got is a running back that's breaking down and a receiver. That's all he's got. Like, he doesn't have much else, and you're going to pay him 55 to 60 million. Pay him 30, and he won't sign for that, but pay him 30 and go get yourself something else. But the 49ers have this giant mystery of free agency, and I don't understand it.
Yeah. Bobby's saying he always enjoys watching our YouTube channel. Thank you, Bobby. We always appreciate having you here, my friend. Always welcome to be here anytime with us. I'm boycotting Christian McCaffrey in fantasy next year.
Mm-hmm. I'm not touching him. Like, the dude's just getting more and more injured every year. When he's on the field, he is impactful. He does great things, but there's such a high risk of him getting hurt. He's 29. He's 29 now. But it's like, dude, just go enjoy your millions and your Miss Universe wife or soon to be wife, and just go.
29 still so young though. Like, I mean,
but in football, for a running back, that's old. It's not. There's a lot a lot. Like there's some, yes, that have made it impactful that were there their entire careers, that have been there who can last a long time. But the majority of running backs, you see their production tail off after about 27, 28. You see
Okay.
a lot of running backs' careers really end, like their highlight years end. You still get guys who can be productive in the backfield for teams, but they tend to transition down into the secondary guy when they get into the late 20s and early 30s. The only play I wouldn't want to be an O-line or a D-line guy because those guys are usually retired by the time they're 30 with a lot of head injuries. So I'll take being a running back over that.
Yeah. Derrick Henry is an exception right now, according to STG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, there are exceptions to the rule of every rule, but the general thing, by the time you hit your late 20s, early 30s, you're relegated to a backup role as a running back in the NFL. General one.
Do any guys ever adapt their role to something else more fitting to going later into their years? Like, do they ever transition from that role into any other role within the sport?
Not that I'm familiar with. I know Taysom Hill out of the Saints, well, he's a tight end, also plays quarterback, so he's kind of lengthened his career a little bit because he can work in as a back for the team when they have used him at times. But again, that's very rare. I haven't really heard of it because again, position shift. Like I hear about position shifting when it comes to offensive and defensive line players. Yeah, again, you can see them shifting positions there because less impact certain things. They tend to change things around. But when you're an offensive player, it's really hard to shift because you've been training that one position for so long. In the defense, it's a little easier. You kind of go from one spot blocking to another spot blocking. But yeah, it's not common.
Okay, fair enough. I asked because there has been a lot of especially in the world of soccer, football, there has been a lot of players that do make that transition. Some honestly, like in positions you wouldn't expect them to go late into their career in those positions, do well for themselves. But some like David Beckham, for example, where he was required a lot more, pace when he was out in the wing and stuff like that, went to more of a holding center mid when he got a little bit older and stuff like that, because the position allowed him to, hold off, be able to pick out those long passes that he was notorious for and not have to use that pace as much and everything, which prevented him from picking up too many injuries in that process. So, but yeah, okay, well, thank you, Bobby.
Edmonton Expo 2023 T-shirt that I got.
Nice. No, mine came in a horror block. I used to be subscribed to this thing called the Horror Block, and you get a Funko Pop and a T-shirt and a bunch of other knickknacks every single month there for a while. So that's where I got a lot of horror shirts.
I was subscribed to a couple of different ones over the years. I did a wrestling one from Wrestling Tees for a little bit. I got a couple shirts there. I did a couple, and then just random like comic book boxes and stuff. I get some cool shirts out of that stuff.
Beautiful. Gonna go talk about that MLP here in just a moment. But before we do that, I just want to mention, as a Manchester United fan, they are playing coming up 1:00 my time today. They played great midweek in Europe. They ended up putting out Real Sociedad from the game on a 4-2 aggregate. They demolished them in that game with Bruno Fernandes and some of the other players playing at some of their best. But the news as of today, we might be scrambling for a goalkeeper. Our regular starting goalkeeper, Andre Onana, was feeling under the weather. They are going to assess him before announcing the team today. And it might be that not even our backup keeper, our two backup keepers are actually both on the injured list right now. So we might be looking to the Manchester United Academy, to a young 22-year-old who has never played at this level before, to potentially start in today's matchup. Again, this has happened a lot lately. There's been a lot of these academy players that maybe normally wouldn't get a call up or anything like that under most, but the new manager, he's big on youth. And not only that, he's had no other option because a lot of the senior players have been pulling up injured, sick, things like that. And so he has had to rely on youthful players, and some of them are standing out like a sore thumb. They've got this Aiden Heaven kid that they bought from Arsenal. I think he's 17 or 18 years old, and he gets put into the first team for a short stint, did really well, plays the full game just the other night, and was excellent. Absolutely excellent in this game for a young kid in playing in Europe at the highest level. Man, the future looks good, even if this season looks bleak so far. So we're still holding on to hope, but for Europe today, we just need to survive another Premier League match up there to not completely fall off the grid. So hopefully it all goes well, and that's all I'm going to bother you all with Manchester United today.
I want to talk a little footy for a second. So
Sure.
Mark can go screw himself, sending me that result earlier in the week of Reading beating Wrexham, even though I'm not really. But Wrexham is in second overall in League One, so they're right now they're sitting for automatic promotion. Let's go Wrexham! Let's go!
Yeah, I mean, I was on board, but now I'm starting to really dislike Ryan Reynolds these days. So at this point, I'm kind of like F Wrexham. But yeah,
I like Rob. I like Rob McElhenney. That's why I cheer for Wrexham. Is Rob McElhenney.
That's fair. Yeah, Deadpool can piss off.
No, I like the other. I like the other owner. That's why I cheer for that team.
Fair enough. We'll let it slide, kind of, as long as that's your only team you cheer for. Remember the rule. Remember the rule. It's specific. Especially in this sport, it's specific. One team.
But I also am also a supporter of the AEW football team. Come on.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fulham.
I'm kidding.
Full of themselves. Fulham.
That's how much I didn't know what that team was called, is I had to say the AEW football team because I couldn't remember the name Fulham.
So basically, here's the thing: 5 teams in every league.
I have
Arguably,
one in hockey, and I support Edmonton because I live here. That's the only reason, because I don't get hated on by everybody here. But I'm a Habs fan through and through. I just like watching Edmonton games because it's the one team I can go see. Football, I only have 2, so fuck off.
And arguably with footy, he's picking 2 teams that are in completely different leagues right now, because Fulham are in the Premier League and Wrexham are in League One. But if Wrexham go up one more league, they'll only be separated by 1 division next season potentially. So
I don't even watch them. I just watched the Welcome to Wrexham show.
Like most, that's all they know about them. STG, these are my teams: Vancouver Canucks, Seattle Seahawks, Toronto Raptors, Liverpool FC. Get good. Liverpool. Right, they have already pretty much won the Premier League already, so congrats on that one, I guess.
And I'm just gonna say, for baseball, I'm just gonna pick some random ass team, Tampa Bay Rays.
You just pick it random. I don't watch, don't care. Pick one out of a hat, that'll work.
It's only because a friend of mine is a big fan of them, so I just picked them.
Don't we only have like 1 Canadian team when it comes to baseball? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Montreal became, because Montreal became the Washington Nationals, I think.
Yeah. We always lose our Canadian teams. The Americans are always buying us up and taking over our stuff. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, there's a dude that came into my store the other day, had the classic Vancouver Grizzlies hat. Yeah. Oh,
nice. Yeah. Well, it's funny to see the Grizzlies are close to the top in the NBA right now, but it's not Vancouver no more. The Tampa Bay Rays, Memphis. The team with no stadium, cheap owner, just canceled stadium project.
Nice.
Speaking of stadium projects, if anyone's interested, go look up the plans for the new Old Trafford for Manchester United. That's apparently going to go through, and it's going to be expensive.
I think there's pressure from Major League ownership for the guy who owns the Rays to sell them. I read. I don't know for sure. I think I could be wrong. SCG, you probably know better than I do because I'm not a baseball guy. But you're talking sports we don't even know on this show.
For Seattle moved to Oklahoma.
Is it the Oklahoma Supersonics now?
It can't be. There's no way. That's terrible. That
Oh no, it's
sounds
the It's the Thunder. Never mind. It's the Thunder.
well, that's not even much better, to be honest.
No,
If you ask me. But oh well.
No. The Oklahoma Supersonics. That'd be weird.
That would be awful.
Oh, that would be terrible.
The Thunder is such a lame ass name, Thunder. Like, come on. Like, seriously. That's like something that you get the U9s to pick for a team name when they're playing like junior sports and stuff like that. You give them names like Thunder and Lightning and things of that sort. Like, come on. It's, come on. You knew better.
Yeah.
Like, who got paid to sit around?
The Blades.
Hey, at least they haven't sold out and changed their name a bunch of times either, for that matter. I mean, I'm not saying it's a good name, but they haven't really done much different. You're
Rush.
just jealous. When it comes to the Rush, you're just jealous. You're just jealous that you guys were supposed to get that team in Edmonton, and then all of a sudden,
we had that team. We had
Saskatchewan.
that team.
It is.
We had them. It's just nobody showed up. That was the problem.
Yeah, you guys didn't support like we do. You should see that stadium packed every time, pretty much. So don't underestimate Saskatchewan sports fans.
There's nothing else to watch in Saskatchewan other than Prairie Pro Wrestling. There's nothing else to watch.
Well, Prairie Pro Wrestling, that, and the Rough Riders, I guess.
Yeah, but nobody likes the Rough Riders. Come on.
Oh, in Saskatchewan they do, my friend.
Nobody watches the crappy football league.
Hey,
yeah,
there's a reason. Okay, so for those who don't watch CFL, go watch a game sometime that takes place in Edmonton when they're playing against the Rough Riders, and watch how 90% of their stadium is filled with Saskatchewan fans as well too. Yes, we did have two Rough Riders teams
because all you Hicks just follow your team around and buy up the stadiums.
For a China hockey team too, the Pats. Oh yeah, it is Happy 316 Day. I forgot about that.
Hell yeah,
Stone Cold Day today. Hell yeah. What? All right, let's talk about a little bit of it's Papa Smokes in the house. Came in right at the last time, right at the right moment, man. Happy 316 Day. Yo,
hell yeah.
Yo. See, you don't have, I bet you don't have a Papa Smoke sign, do you?
I don't. Shit.
Oh, Andre. And yes, the heel is here. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Damn it, I can't make one. I don't have a pen on me.
Well, the window has closed already. Let's talk a little bit about MLP for a bit here, Andre. We don't have a lot we can talk about yet. So again, anybody who's watched all of the matches from this weekend, definitely let us know. Amanda Savage is in the house. Hello, Amanda. I just came to hit a like, and then I heard some WHL. Yeah, we were talking about, okay, so WHL, if you're familiar, let us know who's your team. But yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, we talk all sorts of sports here every single Sunday.
Yo, Kings. Oil Kings. Yes.
I'm a Saskatoon boy. It's the Blades all the way. I will continue to root for them. Doesn't matter how bad they do.
Oh, she's Seattle.
Okay. All right. So you're cheering for the same teams that STG usually is, because he's all about that Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So, but let's talk about that MLP. Speaking of Canadian sports, Andre, MLP, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, just came out with their second event, and they're leading to more events. A lot of advertising for the other events coming up as well, too. This one, Mayhem, 2-day event. I've watched, just like yourself, I've watched a good portion of night one, and I've seen a couple of the matches from night two. Everything that I have seen from this card so far has been fantastic. You know, sometimes I'm not big on 6-person tags or multi-person matchups, but here I think there's a little forgiveness, because it's still, while there's a bit of money put into the production of MLP, it looks really nice. The ring is good, all this kind of stuff. You know, it's kind of forgiveness because they're building a roster, and they're also needing to get those names out there. So without regular television, they have a necessity to make sure that those names are utilized. They're out there. People are seeing them enough so that they get a voice in the industry with who they've got, who they're presenting, and who's going to wrestle. this, again, the tournament that's being held right now to crown the very first MLP Canadian Women's Champion. We got the quarterfinal matchups on night one. I believe 2 of them were on the pre-show, 2 of them on the main card. And then we had the semifinal matches yesterday. It's going down to the finals that are actually going to be taking at Northern Rising, I believe is the name of the event, is where they're going to crown the very first champion. Spoiler alert, Bobby saying that, yes, Giselle is in the finals. I did know about that, and congratulations to Giselle Shaw. It's gonna be a great finale, and the matches that I have seen, I've seen all the matches that took place for the ladies this weekend. All great matchups, man. They were killing it. Even props to Zoe Sager, who was in that first round against Kylie Ray. Zoe Sager from your neck of the woods, but also frequents Prairie Pro Wrestling here in Saskatoon, did awesome. I mean, even in taking a loss to Kylie Ray, the match was awesome, and Zoe got her stuff in big time, to the point where that audience, who maybe they didn't know who Zoe Sager was, but they were getting into that match so much, and they were so against Zoe because of the way she kept beating Kylie down. And she did a great job of really selling the beatdown on Kylie Ray throughout this matchup. Again, Smiley Kylie Ray is done great throughout this whole thing, being that underdog baby face, coming from behind, fighting from underneath in order to come up with the victories. This match was great, along with the match yesterday between Taylor Rising and Kylie Ray as well too. So it's that final, Kylie Ray and Giselle Shaw, I mean, that is going to be a banger of a final match for that belt.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see it. And on commentary, there was a shout out to their match last year here in Love Pro Wrestling. They didn't say Love Pro Wrestling. At least
I saw that.
This is a rematch from their match last year at an Alberta Independent Wrestling event. I was like, okay. But again, they did face off last year, and Zoe did win. But Kylie Ray getting her win back over Zoe Sager in the WWE ID match of the night.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, again, who's to say they don't run that match back after the final or something like that? I mean, we don't know what their plans are so far. They don't know if they're going to have Zoe back for some more. Maybe Zoe gets her revenge by costing Kylie Ray in the final. We don't know what to expect at this point in time. I mean, right from the get-go, I had my prediction that Giselle was going to the final. I figured that this ladies division in MLP is definitely being built around Giselle Shaw, and with great reason. Giselle has put in the years, put in the work, puts on excellent matches, and deserves kind of recognition for this.
I remember when Giselle was running on the Alberta indie scene. I got to ring announce her multiple times. She worked in Saskatchewan. One of my favorite videos on Mike the Rest channel is me ring announcing out her and Michael Richard Blaze for a match in Drayton Valley. It was a great time for me. Mike literally doing commentary from up on the balcony on a exercise bike. He was literally riding an exercise bike as he called the show.
And for me, my first time involved with independent wrestling here in Saskatchewan with HIW, there was a match. It was Giselle Shaw versus Kat Von Hees. So that was my first introduction to both those two ladies, who have done fantastic work here. Been all over the place. And Giselle, I mean, has traveled the world, been a champion all over the world. There's no reason to believe that she's not going to walk away with the first ever MLP Canadian Women's Champion. But Kylie Ray, though, has been putting on those matches and putting in the work, and Kylie Ray very much could end up taking it. I mean, it's going to be a great match. I can't wait. And of course, that's coming up, I believe, May, if I'm not mistaken. Northern Rising was like May 10th.
I've got the date here. Give me a sec. Just pulling up the date. May 10th. May 10th. Yeah.
May 10th. Okay. So, and I believe this time, I don't know if it's a double day event. I think it might just be a single day event. Daddy Bobby, do you have any connections? No, not with the showrunners of MLPW. I do not. So no connections there. As far as people working there, there's people I know quite well that work in MLPW. But that doesn't mean, again, even when I know people personally and stuff like that, I don't utilize that to try to further anything for myself, because like if I'm going to try to get something for myself, I will try to earn it myself. I don't necessarily try to piggyback off of the other people I've worked with, because they have done the work and gotten themselves into those positions. And I feel that if I'm going to get it, I need to do the same thing. So that's kind of where I sit with that kind of thing.
Yeah, somebody I really enjoyed watching on the first night personally was that 8-man tag because of one specific person. That was Rohan Raja. I've been a fan of him since, again, his time running the indies here in the Alberta scene. Dude, he is so good. Had a good strong run, and it was NXT UK there for a little while.
Yeah.
Big fan of him, and he is the current PWA Grail champion, which he did retain on night 2. Which I'm happy to see because he's so good. Again, Australian born, does live here in Canada.
Uh-oh. We might have a frozen Andre. Let me know if you can hear me still, or if it's Andre that's frozen. Chat, just so I know for sure. But yeah, we'll keep the party going here until we know what's going on with the technical difficulties. There's been all sorts of kind of technical difficulties here. Yeah, there we go, on the same 56K internet like Auntie Collins. Oh, poor Auntie Collins, man. Like, just that's again what happened with Honor Ramble on Thursday and everything like that. It's been crash after crash, laptop's not working, internet's not working, all over the place. It is a shame that it keeps happening. I really feel bad for everybody. We'll get Andre back here as soon as we can, but continue to speak. I think we've got him kind of logging in the back end here. Oh, there we go. Andre, are you there? There he is. He's back. He's returned.
I don't know what's going on. This happened last week too. I don't know. Maybe Sunday mornings just hate my internet. I don't know.
It's very possible. Who knows? But yeah, going back to the conversation with MLP, I mean, in some of those matches, like, there was a lot of people in these matches, and it's sometimes hard to really be a standout when there's multiple people in a matchup, so to speak. But I think a lot of the guys were able to get their stuff in these matchups, and some people that completely stood out. I think it's Gwinder, I believe. I can't remember the last name. I probably pronounced it wrong. There we go. That was a standout for me. I think his work is great. Got a great look as well too. And Psycho Mike has caught my attention. I have not seen Psycho Mike before, but I like me some Psycho Mike. Those facials that he uses, just some of the actions in general. I enjoy what it was with Psycho Mike. He stood out for me.
Yeah, those Psycho Mike. The only stuff I've seen from Psycho Mike is when you see those, like when you're scrolling Facebook Reels, you see that stuff from Evil Uno's promotion where he's like doing commentary on the bottom. I've only seen Psycho Mike in those pieces, in those spots. I think I saw him actually. He was on the last MLP show, I think, before. But I'm just looking to see if he was on here. I can't remember if he was in the show or not. Yeah, he was at the last set of MLP shows, which really impressed me there. But yeah, the only other stuff I know him from is from watching those little clips from Evil Uno's promotion, where he is just a genius worker. His Psycho Mike character is so good. His facials are everything about the guy is amazing.
Yeah. One of the matches I did catch on night 2, I will mention, is another person from around our parts here, Michael Allen Richard Clark, the current Prairie Pro Wrestling champion, in a street fight with PCO. And I'm not huge on PCO's work all the time, but man, these two murdered each other last night in this street fight. I mean, murdered each other. Like, tables were broken and tacks were used and barbed wire tables were utilized, and everything that you could do to possibly try to kill your opponent was utilized in this match. Mark looked great working with, a seasoned veteran such as PCO in that ring. The company obviously has a lot of love for PCO. He worked with Scott Diamore over an Impact before making the way over this way. So obviously Diamore, PCO get along great. And PCO is probably going to be put into I would say, a top-ish type position within MLP. So the fact that they're putting Michael Allen Richard Clark this high up the card right now into a position like this, I think speaks wonders for their interest in him going forward and potentially utilizing him more as a part of the roster. And Congrats to him and Zoe getting out there and really representing Western Canada in the best way, in my opinion.
Well, and Mo Jabari too also is there
Yes,
too. I'm not
yes.
I'm not the hugest fan of Mo Jabari. Not I had nothing against the guy. I've never been a huge fan of the style he wrestles. It's very, and again, I was never a big fan of Bret Hart, and he very much emulates Bret Hart's style. I'm not a big fan of that. Even though I'm a giant Zack Sabre Jr. fan, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just never found Bret Hart appealing to me personally. But yeah, getting to see a lot of the people we know, like Giselle, the people that I've seen in the indies in the past. It's really cool to see them do this, really get a chance to. I don't disrespect him. The man is one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. I just didn't appreciate him. It was a personal feeling. I liked Flash better than him. That's just me. I've learned to love that style of wrestling. I just still don't care for it. I just don't. Plus, Mo Jabari keeps beating people that I like, so that makes me not like Mo Jabari. And also, yeah, so that does square up. But yeah, again, I'm just happy to see everybody. And like Kaito Kiyomiya being on these events was pretty stellar to me. Pro Wrestling Noah just dropped the GHC Championship, the top title in Noah at the start of this year. Working with like Sheldon Jr. And then doing the 4-way the night after with Alex Zane, Taiji Shimori. It's really funny because you have two new guy, a New Japan USA guy in Alex Zane. You have the New Japan guy in Taiji Ishimori, and you have the Noah guy in Kaito Kiyomiya, along with the Canadian indie guy Sue Grayson in a 4-way. I cannot wait to watch that match. I just haven't had a chance to watch last night's show outside of the opening tag match.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna rewatch night 1, but right the way through, I think, and then watch night 2 right the way through. They're again approximately 3 hours. They started at 7 p.m. Eastern time, went to about 10 p.m., which I mean for us right now is great. That's a 2-hour difference. So started at 5 here both nights and ended by 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
so
I thought it started at 6, so I was doing 5, and then it started. I was just scrolling through something, and then it said I was looking on Post Wrestling and just looking for news, and it said the show started. I'm like, fuck! So I went and started it. I was like a couple minutes late to the first. When I started it, the opening video was still playing. Missed anything, but I was like, oh shit, it started now. I thought it was at 6. I thought the show was at 6.
Yeah. No, it's I looked it up specifically, and it said I think they were doors opened at 5:30 Eastern, and then bell time was 7. I'm like, oh wow, I'm like, that's 5 o'clock our time. So I was geared up, ready to go, so I could watch as much as I could. I got a little busy, couldn't finish each of the shows, but that's what Sundays are for.
I was watching you working out. I had it on while I was doing my workout at the gym because it started. I was looking at Post Wrestling right after I left work at 5. I'm like, oh shit! So I did it, and then I literally was at the gym, had it sitting there while I was doing my timer was going to do my workout. I had it like on this little tiny screen so I could see the timer and what workout I was supposed to be doing. It was interesting to watch that first match.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, what better way to motivate your workout than to watch pro wrestling while you're doing it? I mean, or sports of any kind are always going to motivate you to work harder, try harder, and get more in shape. So can't complain about that. But Andre, it's getting to the top of the hour here, and we want everybody to go along and have a beautiful Sunday with family, friends, whatever you choose to do, even just
Sunday,
on your own watching.
It's only Saturday for me.
It's only Saturday for you, but Sunday for most. But why don't you hit the people, let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up, my friend.
You can find me here on OLE on Wednesdays with old Ed as we talk Daredevil. Talking Daredevil every week. We had Peggy on last week. So thank you so much, Peggy, for joining us last week. I really do appreciate it. This week, Ed will be back. But Peggy might be joining us again this Wednesday because she expressed to me. I'm like, yes, please come do more. And then in 2 weeks, it'll be a double dose episode. We're going to give episodes 5 and 6, not this week, next week, where Ed won't be there because Ed is going to be off with some personal stuff that he has going on. So we'll be returning to the show. Peggy will be back to join me for episodes 5. Super excited. Lots of great stuff to talk about with Daredevil. The first episodes are amazing, ended in a perfect way. I cannot wait for episode 4. Cannot wait to keep talking about the show because it's so freaking good. And then you can find me here on Point of View on Sundays with Bobby because I like to hang out with Bobby.
Yeah, We have fun. We certainly do. Where you can find me, of course, there's my ticker down below where you can reach out anytime, any place. But you could also follow me on YouTube, Twitch, all those wonderful things as well too. What have I got going on? Well, this Thursday, it's myself, it's Papa Smokes. I think Ed might join in if he's available to talk about Cold Fury from Chaotic Wrestling coming up. Do a little preview show. We'll see. That one's we'll see about that. But we're definitely going to be talking about Maple Leaf Pro the entire 2 nights of it this Thursday on Ring Respect. So I mean, if you're kicking around, Andre, want to come talk about MLP, you're always welcome to come join us for that.
I might pop in a few minutes late because I got my workout right after work, but I might pop in a few minutes late, but I'll come join you.
Yeah, for sure. The invitation's on the table for you, my friend. As always, myself, Papa Smokes, every single Saturday afternoon, you can find a new match from Prairie Pro Wrestling this last Saturday. The one that just dropped yesterday, it was the first ever title defense of the tag team champions, the Short Kings, as they took on Levi Knight and Brock Garani. Go and check that out. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe over there. And then on Sundays, it's Point of View. Join us here for Point of View every single Sunday to talk all about the week in sports. And you can find all this wonderful stuff here at OLE Podcasts. OLE Podcasts across all social media, YouTube and Twitch, where we want you to like, follow, subscribe, leave us a comment if you're watching afterwards, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified anytime there's new content here from all the amazing, great people that we've got casting from all across this wonderful globe. We want to thank you for tuning in to another edition of Point of View with myself and Andre. And until next Sunday, take care. We'll see you soon.